Thanks for checking in. I'm still a piece of garbage.
New Super Mario Bros Wii. It is a Wii staple, but it does have its fair share of glitches. Many glitches. So let's not fool around anymore and let's get started. This first glitch involves 2 players and it's in any of the enemy courses. Get the 8 toad balloons as normal, but here's the tricky part. Once you get all the balloons, one of the players has to bubble just at about the time they would when the chest would open. And if you do it right, this will happen. It is a neat little trick and definitely worth a try. This next glitch also requires 2 people. Go to 1-2 and halfway you'll see a star. And the glitch is very simple. All you have to do is at the same time that you touch the star, bubble. And if you do this right, for some reason this gets rid of the music. It doesn't matter if you switch areas, the only way to truly fix this glitch is to finish the level. You can perform this glitch anywhere where you can find a star in a block, and it's really easy, so I recommend giving it a shot. Moving on to a really silly looking glitch here, you have to go into 1-1 with 2 players. Freeze this Goomba at around here. Once you've frozen this Goomba, pick up your character and go and throw him at that block. And no, your eyes are not deceiving you, your character is rolling like a madman. When did Sonic get in my game? Ugh. Well, this next glitch isn't gonna help those allegations. This next glitch is called the indefinite somersault. This glitch will work in any level that has moving blocks. In this case, I went to 1-5. Almost immediately, you'll see some moving blocks. In the middle of a somersault, if you land on the block the frame the star power runs out, this will happen. Mario continuously somersaults, showing off his moves. Not bad, I give it a 7 out of 10. Now for me, I was able to get this trick consistently by small jumping on the question mark block just as the music fades out. It may take a couple of tries, but once you get it, he's able to somersault as long as you let him. Moving on to something just as pointless, go over to 1-6. Here you'll see these big rolling hills around the stage. Now if you run down them just as you get off screen, if you propel up, that happens. Mario kinda just teleports through the air. This is because there's no collision on the bottom of these platforms. Yes, I know, a pointless glitch. Moving on to more pointless things, we're gonna go over to 4-Ghost House. Stand on this floor until it drops down and then go into the door. Now once you get out of this door, immediately hold left. And the Boo will do this? This Boo seems to be a little bit confused as to what he's supposed to be looking at. If you look away, he goes back to normal. Let's now make our way over to 2-5. Here in this block you will find a Yoshi. Once you get to Yoshi, go to the right a bit and here you'll find Lakitu. Eat the Spiny, hold right against this wall and spit out the Spiny and it will make this noise. Music to my ears. Speaking of messing with Spinies, let's go over to 6-2. Here get past the halfway point and freeze the Spiny. Break these bricks, be careful not to hit the ice block and make sure not to trigger the other Spiny either. Doing that, this Spiny will get a little bit confused and this will happen. Now it looks like he's just waddling in place, but if we speed this up, we'll know that this Spiny is actually moving slowly upwards. Eventually the Spiny will get up to the ceiling and then he'll kind of return to normal. This Spiny is just as confused as we are, but if we run under him, then he'll return back to normal. Now here's the glitch that will absolutely break the game. Go into any level with a flagpole. With 2 players, make your way to the flagpole. Now, what you want to do is at the same frame you touch the flagpole, bubble. And if you do it right, this will happen. Your bubble will turn invisible, and with this, it completely soft locks the game. There's absolutely nothing you can do here but reset. So congrats, you broke the game. But what if the other player was not bubbled? Well, what ends up happening is slightly more interesting. The screen will freak out and do this. Now admittedly, this is a bad level to show this example towards, but if you do it in any other level, the screen will start scrolling until it gets back to the very beginning. So congrats, you broke your game. Again. Well, if we're gonna break the game, we might as well do this one too. Go over to Coin Battle. Once you get there, you're gonna choose Coin-1. Get to the end of the level, but what you're gonna want to do is ground pound the top of the flagpole. Well, the devs never intended you to do this, so the ground pound gets stored, and then Mario will be stuck, trying to walk into the castle, never quite getting there. He's there, he is literally just right there, but he'll never be able to get into the castle. He is now soft locked, and you'll have to do a reset again. Let's go into a slightly different glitch. This one involves 2 players over in 7-4. Make your way over to this section right here. Now it's very simple. Once you get into this part, both players must spin into this little tiny gap right here. And then, well, the game doesn't know what to do, so it kinda does this. It sounds wonderful, doesn't it? I was even able to get Mario to clip through this pipe here. But then that was the end of that because I did that on accident. Whoops. Let's go over to 4-1 for a silly little glitch. Make your way to about this point, and as you see this wall, go under. And all of a sudden, you'll be able to go and swim up and go inside this little wall. But because of collision, good luck getting out of here. Something slightly more interesting you can do is if you swim under, making sure you don't go too far below, otherwise you die. You can actually go and swim a good distance in. You can actually swim under here for quite some time, but eventually you'll be blocked off by some sort of pipe. And yeah, that's the end of your fun right there. Now let's make our way over to 7-2 with a star. Ground pound this post twice. Then kill the chain chomp and then hit the post one more time. And if you do it right, he'll get himself a new life. This chain chomp has changed his ways, and you know what? I kinda commend him for it. You know what? Good job, buddy. Go and be free. Let's move on to a silly glitch in 8-2. Make your way over here and then go into this pipe. Here you'll be put into this section. And when playing 2 players, if one player dies and the other player starts scrolling the screen, something magical will happen. As you can see, the player that dies gets a little bit stuck, and that will happen. It looks absolutely glorious. Now in these clips I wasn't able to maintain my speed, but if the other player maintains their speed, the player that dies will be able to float for much longer. This is a really funny glitch and it's definitely worth a shot if you have 2 people. Let's move on to another pointless glitch in 4-5. In this block you will find a Yoshi. Now you're going to want to make your way towards the end of the level. And once you get there, you're going to want to take damage from this piranha plant just about like that. Now you're going to want to wait a couple of seconds and then start making your way over to the flagpole. And whoop, there's Yoshi. Yoshi seems a bit confused on how to touch the flagpole, so he'll just be stuck like that until the level is over. I have no idea why this glitch happens, but it's very amusing. This next glitch involves 2 players. You're going to want to get into a situation like this, where there's a pipe or something in the way and a 2-block space. You're going to actually want 2 players playing in this. I was the only one playing in this situation, and it's still possible, but if you keep grabbing each other, eventually one of you is going to go through the wall. And once that player gets through the wall, if they crouch and then start jumping, they can go and get their way off of the screen. There isn't a lot you can do in this situation, so let's move over to 3-Castle. you will find the same situation, and again just lift them up, and this time you'll be able to go slightly up and move slightly to the left. The screen will zoom out, and then you can move a bit to the left, and that's all there really is to this. There isn't much else you can do with this. Yeah. Make your way over to 2-4 now, and you'll get into a situation where you can do this. Not that. This. Again, just grab the other player, and then you'll be able to push the player through the wall, like that. The last example I'll show you is 4-airship, where you can get into this situation, and if you grab at the right time, you can do that. And that's the end of your fun. While we're here in World 4, we might as well talk about the infinite coins glitch in 4-castle. Make your way over to this section, freeze a Koopa, and don't do that. Freeze the Koopa and slap the fence at the same time, and infinite coins will spawn out for some reason. So how about we do it again? This starts to lag the game super badly because of all the sprites on screen. You can get the game to crash from this, but I wasn't gonna wait till old age for that to happen. This glitch is useful though, because you can get infinite lives from this. So definitely give it a shot. Speaking of infinite lives, let's go over to 1-3 with 2 players with propeller suits. Make your way over to this block and get a Yoshi. Speeding up this process, what you want to do is get a Koopa shell in both Yoshi's mouths, and once that happens, you can dismount the Yoshis. Once that happens, what you want to do is, with both players, ground pound at the same time. You'll know if you do it right because you'll see an effect. I'm skipping over the fact that I did this by myself, which is pretty impressive. This puts the shells in a very interesting state. It makes them invincible? No, that's not the word. Invulnerable? It puts the shells in a very weird state. If you spit them out like this, you'll hear this. That is not irritating at all. If you pick up the shell, propel up, and go straight down, it'll cause you to get tons of 1-ups in an instant. This is why propeller suits are used for this glitch, so you can get infinite lives. But it is super easy to do, and it's definitely worth a shot if you want to. I mean, this game is already easy anyway, but still, it's really fun to do. Well, while we are here, we might as well break the game. And yes, this does actually break the game. Having Yoshi go over to this section right here, and you have to make sure this berry, apple, I don't know what it is, whatever it is, make sure that is the 4th berry or apple that you've eaten. What you're gonna want to do is try to eat this thing and touch the enemy at the same time. And yes, it does have to be at the same frame. To say I failed this a bit is a bit of an understatement, but if you do it right, this will happen. Again, that is not irritating at all. Now if you press home, minus plus 1 2 1 2 A in that order, and I'll put the inputs on screen once again, this Wii exception crash handler will pop up. I am assuming this is the coding for the game. I could be wrong, but this is absolutely, like, you've completely broken the game. There is no way you can come back from this. You'll have to do a hard reset. There is nothing you can do. And yeah, congrats, you broke your game. So enjoy it. We are gonna wrap up this video by going over to Bowser's Castle where you can do 2 glitches. Now this glitch is simple. Simply beat Bowser as normal. Now let this cutscene play out as normal. And as soon as you're able to, bubble immediately. Once you bubble, pay attention to the right side of the screen. Slowing down the footage, you can see that the block particles when the fire hits does not go away. It's possible that they never expected you to bubble, but it's still very interesting. Now it's time for one more glitch. Go into the final boss with the propeller suit and make sure not to lose it in the fireballs section over here. Once you hit the switch, immediately start holding down left. Now here's the tricky part. Now what you do next is very important. You're gonna have to propel up while holding down left, but at a very specific time. You're gonna have to listen to the music, and on the 6th beat exactly, when the music starts up again, that's when you're gonna propel while still holding down left. I'm gonna cut the background music so you can hear exactly when to propel. Once you see this fireball, you can stop holding down and start holding right. If the tiles look something like this, you should be good to go for the next part. Squeeze in this hole, and when you start to slide, start immediately spamming jump. You should jump at least 6 times. This glitch is really precise, only having a 6 frame window in order to get it. But if you're able to do it, congrats, you look cool. And there it is. There is some interesting, silly, and useful glitches in Super Mario Bros Wii. Before this episode ends, I want to give a couple of shoutouts. Shoutouts to A+ Start, C Willy HD, and this Japanese channel who I sadly cannot pronounce the name of. A+ Start was my inspiration for making this video, and C Willy HD helped me come up with the last glitch and explain it really well, so shoutouts to them. And shout out to the Japanese channel for coming up with glitches that I had no idea about. Definitely go check out the channels, please. And with that, that's about it. See ya.